In case you missed it this week on It's a Wonderful Podcast, on Monday we had a new episode of our spin-off show Morgan Hasn't Seen TV, and this week we were discovering Dawson's Creek, talking some huge episodes, Season 3, Episode 19, Stolen Kisses, and Episode 20, The Longest Day. We get into if we like Dawson this week, where Morgan predicts the Joey-Pacey relationship might go, and our overall thoughts on the episode. So check that out on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel. Then also this Monday, we had a bonus podcast episode answering all your July podcast questions. Of course, each week we ask 2 podcast questions, one for our podcast Morgan Hasn't Seen, and the other for our Classic Films podcast, It's a Wonderful Podcast. And at the end of every month, we go over all the questions, share our answers and yours. So you can give that a listen on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed, all places podcasts can be found. Then on Wednesday, we had a brand new episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen, where we kicked off our all-male review series with Magic Mike. We get into the film's popularity, and if Morgan was able to find some substance under the spicy of this film. Check out that discussion. You can find new episodes of Morgan Hasn't Seen every Wednesday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. And then on Friday, we had a brand new episode of It's a Wonderful Podcast, our Classic Films podcast, continuing our Viva La Italia series with Journey to Italy. This 1954 film was a first-time watch for me and Morgan, and our first Roberto Rossellini film. It stars Ingrid Bergman, the wife of Rossellini, and George Sanders as a couple on the brink of divorce who take a trip to Italy and end up finding change there. Get into Rossellini's direction of his wife, typical character archetypes we usually see George Sanders and Ingrid Bergman play into, our thoughts on the stripped-back storytelling, and more. And of course, you can find new episodes of It's a Wonderful Podcast every Friday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. I hope you'll check out all the shows we had this week, and of course, we'll be back next week with more.